And of course it's Maheswari and Polii, and then we'll finish off with men's doubles, our last final of the afternoon. Well, women's doubles destination Dubai rankings, the top two will remain the same, but there'll be a fair bit of movement underneath, and it's all dependent on today's final, because at the moment Maheswari and Polii are at number 9. If they win today's final, they'll go up to number 3, up 6 places. If they lose in the final, then they will only go up 5 places, and they'll be number 4. So there will be a fair amount of change in the women's doubles after this Premier Super Series event. Well, as far as the draw was concerned, as so often, Chinese pairs very dominant in this discipline. 4 Chinese pairs by quarterfinals, and by quarterfinals, the number 1 seeds, Matsutomo and Takahashi, had departed. The number 2 seeds departed at the quarterfinal stage, as you can see, beaten by the Indonesians. The Indonesians, of course, are the Asian Games gold medalists. They then, in the semi-final, defeated Yu Young, who's won this title 3 times previously, but playing her first tournament with Qing. Top half of the draw, the semi-final stage, was a repeat of the final in Sydney last week at the Australian Super Series. And unlike the final a week ago, yesterday's semi-final was very tame in comparison. So the women's doubles final, the number 8 seeds, Tang, Jinhua and Tian Qing, up against the number 6 seeds and home favourites, Greysia Polii and Nitya, Krishinda, Maheswari. Well, the only player who has a chance of retaining a title won last year is Tian Qing. She won the women's doubles last year playing with Zhao Yunlei. This year she's playing with Tang Jinhua. It's only their second tournament together, and it's their second final. Well, just listen to the fans here in Istora Senayan. What a build-up. The giant screen showing numerous pictures of the home players. Greysia Polii and Nitya, Krishinda, Maheswari. It's 4 years since Indonesia had finalists in the women's doubles here at their home event. It's 7 years since Indonesia had champions in the women's doubles at their home event. Can Greysia Polii and Nitya, Krishinda, Maheswari rewrite the record books? Yeah, they've all come to cheer on the women's doubles pair. A real carnival party atmosphere. Jinhua and Qing. Well, got a seeding position, a notional seeding position, because they're both very high on the world ranking. I sincerely hope that you can hear me, because there's so much noise going on in the stadium and the public address. I'm fighting against that at the moment, but as you can see, they are the number 6 seeds. They are at a career high of number 7 on the world ranking. Their win-loss record for the year, 6 previous tournaments, never passed a quarter-final prior to this week. If you're wondering how they've got 7 losses, it's because team competitions count towards those statistics. As far as their matches so far, well, it was only the semi-final yesterday where they went to 3 games against Yu Yang, the 3-times champion, and her new partner, Tian. But that quarter-final against the identical twin sisters, the number 2 seeds, Liu Ying and Liu Yu, they were 7-9 down in the first game and then won 9 of the next 10 points. And from them, they really were in control of that. That was very impressive. Very tight second game, though, as you can see. So to their opponents, Tang Jinhua, 23 from Nanjing in Jiangsu province, Qing, 28 now from Anhua in Hunan province in South China. Qing, this is her 3rd final here at the Indonesia Open. Of course, she won last year playing with Zhao Yunlei. They played 1 tournament last week. They reached the final. They lost in the final of Australia. So 2nd tournament, 2nd Super Series final. That's pretty impressive. So too has there been their route through to today's final. Went to 3 games in the quarterfinal against the vastly improved and very exciting pair from the Netherlands, Muskins and Peak. That was a tremendous match to watch. And in the semi-final, they beat the pair who had beaten them last week, Ma Jin and Tang Ting. Well, they did meet each other last week in the Australian Open. That was in the quarter-final stage. And as you can see, obviously with Tang and Tian going through to the final, they obviously won that quarter-final a week ago. But we're guaranteed a 6th different pair as winners of the women's doubles title in our 6th Super Series of the year. Parika Anderson, our umpire for this one, and Fine Gathan of India, our service judge. Well, it's a very healthy situation that in both the women's doubles and the men's doubles, 6 different pairs guaranteed of winning the first 6 Super Series tournaments of the year. Well, the Indonesians may have lost last week in Sydney. I think the whole atmosphere and the whole situation very different this week.
Krishinda, Maheswari, Greysia Polii, Indonesia. On my left, Tang Tian, China. Tian to serve to Greysia Polii, level play.
So as the women's doubles final gets underway, the Indonesians nearest to us.
I was noticing one of the Chinese players sort of put her fingers in her ears when the Indonesian players were entering the arena because the audience was so loud. So how is it going to be when they lose rallies?
So you think it's a fair comment for me to say very different scenario to a week ago? And
very, very different.
Yeah. And the other thing, I suppose, I think players and pairs learn more when they lose, study the videotape, whereas I wonder if the Chinese pair have have studied it to the same extent.
It's difficult, at least, to sort of predict what kind of countermeasures the opponents will take following their analysis of the loss last week.
Yeah.
So we might see the Indonesians sort of get off to a good start, and then it's interesting to see what the Chinese pairs and the coaches can do, because they have to make sort of real-time adjustments.
3-1.
And the interesting thing is that actually in women's doubles, it's often the
Service home court.
Struck above the waist.
the side that is considered the good side in all the other categories is actually the not so good side in women's doubles.
Service
You would
over.
believe that Tian
2-3.
and Tang Jinhua is standing on the better side of the court.
Well, she's saying her opponent wasn't ready. Well, why did she serve then? Good umpiring. Yeah,
Couldn't really see it on those pictures.
no.
And this is what I mean by this side closest to the camera being the good side in women's doubles. You simply get a bit more bite to your attack.
5-2.
Delightful counter-attack.
And what a walk the two Chinese players took. They were almost as far away from each other as possible, and then suddenly got back together again and saying, okay, come on, let's do it.
Yeah. I have to say, Steen, I get a little bit nervous for the Indonesian fans when I see the Indonesian pair just content to lift and defend. I think they're very good on the counter-attack.
Yeah.
And Maheswari yesterday, I thought, was utterly brilliant coming forward.
3-6.
Well, they have a very experienced coach with a very good eye for at least men's doubles. I think he also has it in women's doubles, Tian. I think he's going to make sure that it's not going to be a physical game.
Well, a clash of rackets, and that racket won't see another shuttlecock. Yeah, there's the clash. The racket's already broken. Yeah, got no hope. Good serve. Oh, it's called a
Service
fault.
goal.
It's called a fault.
Service over.
Struck above the waist.
7-4.
Not the best of serves from Greysia Polii. She was struggling yesterday, wasn't she?
Service over. 5-7.
As you say, Joe, they seem quite content at the moment to defend the Indonesians, but they have to come closer to the net so they don't defend with high lifts all the time, so they can play flat. I think they're going to experience that there's going to be room available for the straight, flat pickups, just like yesterday when they were playing Yu Yang and Zhong Chenxin.
That, to me, is what the Indonesian pair do best.
Yes. I wonder whether the first smash would have gone long. It was quite high, which is actually tactically quite good because it's really hard to get it back to the baseline again. And Maheswari got in with the kill at the nets.
Rally. Oh, unbelievable. The drop shot hitting the top of the tape and going over. Longest rally of the match so far.
Service over. 6-9.
Oh, that's lovely. Great shot from Tian Qing. Yeah. There's a reason why she's reigning world and Olympic champion.
Yeah, and I think there's some kind of hierarchy in the Chinese pair that Chen Qing clearly is the more experienced and perhaps also the better player. She's definitely the one, in my opinion, with the better eye for the game or the feel for the game. So I think I would be concentrating a lot of my tactical sort of game plan around putting pressure on this girl here, Tang Jinhua, who's physically very strong, but I don't think she plays as clever shots as Tang Jin, Chin Chin. That's great.
That's magnificent, isn't it? Well, of course, it's all in relative terms, isn't it, Steve? Because Tang Jinhua has been world... Has she been world number one? Yep, May
with Bao Yixin.
Last year with Bao Yixin. Won 7 of their first 8 tournaments together.
And were the top seeds on a number of occasions, but sort of failed to live up to that top seeding.
Yeah, like at the World Championships last year.
Yes.
Lost their very first match. Had a bye in the first round and lost in the round of last 32.
And Again, I mean, if Tang Jinhua played for any other nation than China, she probably would be their best player.
Absolutely.
10-8.
Immediately looks down towards the line. Maheswari.
9-10.
Yeah, well played.
Good rally. Oh, my word.
She's playing really clever shots.
10-all.
Qing.
So who's going to have the advantage at the mid-game interval? This point will decide it. Clever. Have the advantage at the mid-game interval, albeit just 1 point. Change of pace doing the damage. 13 minutes.
Ladies.
The one thing perhaps that concerns me, Steen, as far as the home players are concerned, I thought their overt celebrations after their semi-final victory, it was almost as if, you know, they were so happy to be in the final. The job's not done yet. Yeah. There's another match to play. I don't know if I'm being a little picky, but, you know, they were so excited to get through that semi-final.
And the quarterfinal, for that matter,
as
well.
Yeah.
So, that could very well be the case. Interesting to see how this continues.
Serve is over.
Well, by my reckoning, Tian is the only player who hasn't been called a fault. All the other three have been called for striking the shuttle above the waist. need to vary the pace a bit more of the attack, I think, the Indonesians.
And they have no chance of killing it on Qing and Tang Jinhua when they're standing in totally calm positions side by side. And of course they played well in Australia as well. They had match points, I believe, against Majin and Tang Yuan-ting, right?
Yes, they did.
2018 or something like that. So the informed pair of the moment, and they've sort of taken control over this first game here in Senayan.
Now, people will be surprised about that statement. There's only 2 points in it, but you feel that game-wise, they've taken control?
The Indonesians have had trouble scoring since 9-6 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, there's a challenge here by the Indonesians.
And they can't really seem to get the attack, sort of get it to a winner. It's out.
Unsuccessful. 14-11.
All 4 points since the mid-game interval to the Chinese pair. Yeah,
excellent.
It's very, very good, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're sort of not even under any kind of challenge or pressure, the Chinese pair. I had a feeling when I saw the semi-final lineup that the draw was a little bit lopsided, that perhaps the match yesterday between these two girls here and Majin Tang Yuan-ting was the sort of moral final.
Yeah, 7 straight points now.
And now what you said earlier, Jill, really comes into play, this sort of complacency that, okay, we did well in the final and they were way too good for us and so on.
Yeah, exactly.
We used a lot of psychological energy and all these kinds of explanations that you sometimes get from both players and coaches.
Straight points.
There's been a different kind of attention to Polii and Maheswari since yesterday, because they're the only Indonesian pair left in this tournament.
Yeah.
And it is stressful to, it's nice, but it's also stressful to be interviewed and to be the players in focus, and that's important. You have to learn to cope with that as well.
Yeah. Of course, the Indonesian pair received an awful lot of attention when they won the Asian Games gold medal last year. First Indonesians to win the women's doubles gold medal at the Asian Games for 36 years, since Imelda and Verawati.
Oh, the shoelaces have gone up for Qing.
Oh, they have too. Yeah, she spotted it now.
19-11.
Well, there were no points since the interval, so not worrying for Indonesia. Excellent.
Brilliant. Fabulous play.
20 game
On a run of
11.
10 straight points, now 9 game point opportunities. Well, if they win this game without dropping a point since the mid-game interval, that would be remarkable. Which they've done.
Game.
Incredible.
Oh,
First game won by Tang.
21-11. 16 of the last 18 points.
yeah, so probably the first thing Tian is saying when he gets on court here is, forget what I told you last time.
Change your plan.
We got to try something new.
Yeah. So what would you be saying? What would you be suggesting?
It would be difficult now. I think it would take desperate measures. They definitely need to be able to put more pressure on the Chinese. They haven't been able to put pressure on them in the sort of regular attack or regular defense. So they need to play more flat shots in the defense so they put pressure on the backcourt player. They're very good at rotating the Chinese girls, so maybe it's first on one side, then to the middle, and then to the other side, because if you play directly to the other side, they will rotate and use their power. And yeah, basically try to counter-attack, because it seems like if the Chinese just lift high, we have very slim chances of getting through. Perhaps here on this side of the court, the lift from the Chinese pair could be a little bit short, but I doubt it, so it's very difficult now.
Yeah.
Well, they definitely have to be even more ready in their own defense now, because the smashes from Tang and Tian are coming a little bit faster from this side. She's getting nowhere, Maheswari, and she's a hard hitter normally.
Yeah.
But it just seems like a warm-up exercise for Tang and Tian. Well played. But it's hard when the opponent can just lift high and be in reasonably good shape. Oh, that's great play.
That is fabulous. Hesitation, I think, between the two Indonesian players, and hesitation about whether it should be left or not.
Yeah, and I think they have to leave some here in the beginning in order to sort of see if they can get some kind of defense going. Flat defense, force the Chinese to smash quite flat and hope that they will go long.
That's clever, clever defence. I think this is probably going to be the longest rally of the match. And I absolutely see the point that you were making in between those two, the first and this second game, Steen, in that rally. At the moment, there's nothing really that the Indonesians are doing to hurt their opponents.
No. And I'm really impressed by Tian. I think she's often sort of been a little bit of a weak link when she was playing with Zhao Yonglei, but here she's taking totally control of the match and directing everything that goes on. And perhaps also part of the way that this girl, who's really a workforce and seems so physically strong.
Well, that last rally was the longest rally of the match so far, 45 shots. Oh, look at that.
That's 16 points in a row now. They've lost the Indonesians. Since 11-10 at the interval,
Yeah.
they haven't scored a point.
This is extraordinary, isn't it?
No.
Oh, brilliant.
It's a little bit sad for Polii and Maheswari, because it's inevitably going to take a little bit off their fantastic performance in this tournament, losing in a way that they're about to do right now.
Well, the fans haven't lost heart yet, still trying to encourage. Well, the run comes to an end, but 17 straight points from that mid-game interval of the opening game until now. Well, that is amazing. Low service short.
7-1.
This is a whitewash.
What is amazing is that I remember in the Asian Games when the Indonesians went on to take the gold medal, in the semi-final they beat Qing and Zhao Yunlei, who were the defending champions. They'd won the gold medal at the Asian Games before, and of course are the current world and Olympic champions. Service fault called. So now all four players have been called a fault.
I think it's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jinhua has benefited from this change of partnership, whereas Jinhua is not afraid to work hard and a totally different player type than Zhao Yunlei. You could say that the Indonesians could sort of perhaps challenge physically if Jinhua is playing with Zhao Yunlei. That's not possible here.
The dive from Greysia Polii. How on earth did they save that? Look at that commitment. that's nice. Good rally. Yeah. I was just watching the movement of the Chinese players, the one at the front of the court. A huge amount of movement off the shuttle. Look at Tian, how she's gone back, and then as her partner is smashing, she's coming forward in court again. That's great, isn't it? Active work.
And that's one of the differences, because if we sort of project Zhao Yonglei being in there, we don't imagine she would have smashed with the power and the number of repetitions that Tang has done here. So she probably also would be able to play herself with Zhao Yonglei.
There's that active movement in front of the court, once again paying dividends. Oh, that's perfect. Right into the open space. So 11-4, the advantage here in the second game. Chinese combination in only their second tournament together, but their second Super Series final. "34 minutes into the match, and in all honesty, I'm struggling to see how the Indonesians can really hurt this Chinese pair.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's hard to get an idea of what to do.
20 seconds, 20 seconds.
That is brilliantly taken again from Tian.
Great anticipation.
Well, she may have made the error, but, you know, I do think, picking up on a point you were sort of alluding to it a little earlier, I think that, you know, there's a certain freshness to this Chinese women's doubles pair, whereas, you know, of course, Tian playing with Zhao Yonglei have achieved wonderful things throughout their career, but everybody knows about their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Service fault called again. And I think that when you pair up with a new partner, there is this sort of freshness, the willingness to work, the sort of excitement of doing something new, and you know,
you go that extra mile, and you're ready to throw yourself on the floor to sort of help the other.
Yeah.
guess it's also about motivation. Sort of get a player who hasn't achieved as much as your former partner in with you, and sort of eager to win matches, eager to practice.
Yeah.
Of course, you need a quite big batch of players to be able to do that. A lot of other countries, it's more or less given who's playing together, because that's the only pair that will be able to challenge on an international level. I actually only see China and Korea really capable of doing these kinds of shuffles.
Now that's the sort of stepping into the defence that you wanted to see the Indonesians doing in the opening game.
Yeah, because just playing the long defence, I mean, Tang Jinhua isn't going to be worn down by that.
Yeah, and there's the rotational play as well that you were talking about.
16-6.
I think Tang Jinhua has sort of freed Qing up a little bit. No, she can play much more freely than she could with Zhao Yunlei.
Yeah.
Because as Zhao Yunlei has some extremely strong points, she also has this a little bit weaker backcourt appearance.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, we're seeing Qing going for things at the net and that real commitment that we don't normally see with her.
She knows that Tang has the rest covered. We talked about it in both the mixed doubles and the men's doubles as well, that in order to sort of take the chances necessary, you have to have a partner who can cover like 70% of the court for you.
Yeah.
Definitely not the final they dreamt of, Polii and Maheswari.
No.
It was more fun yesterday and the day before that.
18-6.
Well, I hate to use the words content, but I did feel, actually, even last night, another service fault called. In the way that the Indonesians celebrated, I almost said at the time, that bothers me.
Yeah.
It's almost as if, yes, we've got to the final, we're happy with that.
And we saw it a little bit in the first game yesterday, where they sort of squandered an opportunity, in my opinion, because they had too much respect for the Chinese pair.
Yeah.
Found out that, hey, these are actually beatable, but today reality has sort of dawned on them. Oh, that's about the only thing that could change things around if they start knocking out each other.
Yeah, the smash going straight into her partner's head. Oh my goodness. Oh, that will hurt.
And she's laughing too.
Oh, that was going out, wasn't it? I like the idea. Not only was it wrong execution, but that should have been tried a lot earlier in the match.
I think they just want to go home now, the Indonesians. It's not so fun having all the attention of the audience today.
And in all honesty, since the mid-game interval, been totally outclassed. Oh, it's called wide. I'll challenge that. Challenge, yes. Here we go. Well, their first challenge of the match.
Ball out.
Chinese pair, of course, the Indonesians made a challenge in the opening game. And they were wrong. Yeah, I thought it had clipped the line.
20
So match point opportunities.
Play.
Delaying the inevitable.
9-20.
Yeah, good work from Tian again. Tian retains the title that she won last year with Zhao Yunlei. This year, she's champion with Tang Jinhua. Chinese combination have broken the hearts of the Indonesian fans.
And a very happy Tang Jinhua.
Yeah.
Very nice to see.
Well, I thought they were impressive last week. I thought the women's doubles final in Sydney was absolutely superb. And with this Chinese combination, losing that final, having had 2 match points, it seems fitting in a way that they've won this week. What a start to their combination. 2 tournaments played, 2 finals, 1 title. "45 minutes to break Indonesian hearts," but 45 minutes, well, certainly since the mid-game interval of game number 1, there was only 1 pair in it. Brilliant by the Chinese combination.
Congratulations to Jinhua and Tang. You deserve to be the best.
你们做到最好了，你们做到最好了。
You seem to be a newly born couple. Yeah? How did you get along each other until you finally be the champions? How was the process?
好，怎么说？他们也是新的对手嘛？你们是用什么办法可以赢了这次比赛？
我觉得跟同伴一起全力以赴吧，今天做好了最困难的准备。
Bisa bekerja sama keras, bisa berlatih sama teman, itu satu-satunya strategi utama saya bisa menang.
Okay, so getting to know each other very well, feeding for one new partners, and also keep learning one another is also one of the strategies to win. Okay, I bet it's not easy to be playing in Indonesia. Well, you know that those two ladies were #1 heroines here. How did you emotionally manage everything until you finally made it?
好，因为这里的观众挺热闹的嘛，你们是用什么心态还控制你们的心情呢？
那我只有谢谢全场的印尼球迷为我们加油了。
Terima kasih atas support yang telah diberikan oleh penonton Indonesia.
谢谢。
I say thank you very much to all Indonesian spectators, Indonesian supporters who have come here, who've been very supportive to them. And what's next to achieve?
你们下个目标是什么？
全力以赴打好每一场比赛吧。
Bekerja keras untuk memenangkan setiap lomba.
Okay, they say they want to do their best to win every tournament. Thank you very much once again, ladies and
谢谢你们，
gentlemen.
恭喜你们啊！
Tian Jinhua and Qing.
Panggilkan untuk masuk ke arenanya ya, yang adalah Nitya, Krishinda, Maheswari, dan juga Greysia Polii. Juga juara kita hari ini adalah Tang, Jinhua, dan juga Tian from China. Sekali lagi, Nitya, Krishinda, Maheswari, dan Greysia Polii dari Indonesia.
Please, thank you. Would you please arrive to the podium?
And the next one is Tang Jinhua with Tian. Tang Jinhua ke Tian.
Tian Jinhua and Qing.
Dan yang akan memberikan
So
medali
both
adalah
pairs
Ibu Rita
take
Subowo,
their allotted
Presiden
place
Komite Olimpik
on the podium.
Indonesia.
We would like to invite Mrs. Rita Subowo, the president of Indonesia Olympic Committee.
Madam Rita Subowo, President of the Indonesian Olympic Committee, presenting the medals.
And to hand out the medal to the winner.
So a first Super Series title as a combination for Tang Jinhua and Tian Qing.
Dan berikutnya Snoopy maskot akan diberikan oleh Arianto Arwi.
Yeah, one of Indonesia's legends is to hand in the Snoopy mascot. Arianto Ardi was a world champion of 1995.
Juara dunia 1995.
Arianto Arbi
Dia maskot akan diberikan oleh
presenting the
Krishinda
mascots.
juara ganda All England 4 kali.
Next to hand in the award is
And former world and All England champion Christian Hadinata.
Indonesian badminton legends. Thank you, Mr. Hadinata. And up next, to hand in the jackpot worth thousands of US dollars, Mr. Arman Hartono, one of the directors of BCA.
Jadi ceknya akan diberikan oleh Bapak Arman Hartono, Direktur Bank BCA.
Greysia Polii gets $30,400 US. That's a big amount of money.
Meanwhile, Tang Jinhua and Tian get 63,000.
Well, the wait for Greysia Polii and Nitya Krishinda Maheswari to win a Super Series title goes on. Second time that they've been beaten in a Super Series tournament final. The first, of course, was in Singapore 6 years
Kemudian
ago.
kata supporter Indonesia, apapun hasilnya, kita tetap mensupport Indonesia.
Hadir di sana winners, but the real winner is someone who never gives up doing.
Sure.
Yeah, never gives up.
Never give up.
So after the women's doubles, just one more final to come. It's men's doubles. It features the world champions Go Sung Hyung and Krishinda. They're up against Fu Haifeng and Zhang Nan. Zhang Nan, of course, in his second final of the day. It really is quite remarkable that the world champions, this is their first ever Super Series tournament final as a pair. Well, before the final gets underway, we can look at the destination Dubai rankings for the men's doubles. And after this tournament, Endo and Hawakawa, who lost in the quarterfinal, will remain number one, but we're very concerned about Endo's knee injury. Whether Fu Haifeng and Zhang Nan, whether they win or lose, we reckon that they will go up to number 2 on the ranking, pushing their teammates Chai Biao and Hong Wei down one spot. Of course, the Danes, who lost in the second round, currently at number 3, they will be pushed down as well. The world champions Go and Qing, not even on the list. They're currently 34. They do have a possibility of shooting up 15 places, though, but they've a long way to go. This is only their second Super Series tournament of the year. So as far as the men's doubles draw is concerned, well, at quarterfinal stage, there were 2 Chinese pairs, 2 Korean pairs, 2 Indonesian pairs. The Danish combination, who were the number 2 seeds, didn't play their quarterfinal because Carsten Mogensen got news that he was becoming a dad. His wife was in labour, so he dashed home, and the safe arrival of a baby son